This conference will now be recorded.
Okay guys, here in this session, once again we are going to continue the terms of payment itself, but in that there is a topic called days limit, which is quite unique topic that I'm going to cover. You won't be finding anywhere the explanations. If you search on Google, it's giving quite confusing definitions and all. I'll give you a pretty simple example and then we'll explain it. This is a requirement raised by one of my students who is working as a consultant, and so I thought why not to cover this in live session itself, so that because you guys are also going to receive, since you guys are also future consultant, you guys also will be receiving or may receive this requirement. So that is why I'm going to cover this in live session itself, so that this video will be shared to other people also. Now, so there are lots of things, guys. There are lots of things in every topic. If we talk about terms of payment, in terms of payment itself, look at here how many things are there. Already several classes we have I've covered, I've given earlier, and still we are having some classes. So there are several things to know, and so if we talk about day limit, where it is, look at this screenshot. Here it is. This is called day limit. So what is the use of this? What is the use of this day limit? And even this is a question which is asked by an interviewer recently. Okay, so let me cover this one itself. Now, I'll give an example here and then we'll start configurations and all. So configuration part is not much difficult, guys. Terms of payment, whichever configurations we have done till now, these all are pretty simple. But the thing is, like, we need to understand the logic. If you are having proper understanding that from one, this is small field, isn't it? If you talk about this terms of payment, in this much itself, we are having several different kind of payment terms can be defined with lots of different what to say in different conditions. Vendors are going to give our customers, whether it is vendor or customers, will have a different conditions. Okay, so all conditions are going to be met here in this screen itself, which is why SAP has given lots of small fields, and every fields are having some uses. Now here this days limit is also, or day limit is also important, because it is going to be used in real time also. Now, so what is the use of day limit? In previous session, I have covered fixed days terms of payment. Right? In fixed days for terms of payment, what I say is, guys, let's suppose if you're having a vendor and that vendor says like, do one thing, whichever invoices the vendor is sending, or whichever invoices, vendor invoices or customer invoices, because terms of payment we are going to define for vendor and customer both. Now, so whichever invoices is getting posted in a particular month, those invoices will be due on 10th of next month, or 5th of next month, or 1st of next month, right? Or even like 31st of current month itself. Even this kind of requirement also may come. So how to configure this terms of payment, that is already I explained in the previous session, right? The requirement is, let's suppose Jan month, all the Jan month invoices are going to be due on 10th of Feb. Entire February month invoices are going to be 10th March, right? So like that it is, all the March month invoices are going to be due on 10th of April. 10th of, or it could be instead of 10th, it could be 5th also, it could be 15th also, it could be 28th also, right? 10th of next month, 10th of next to next month. So how to set up this terms of payment I have covered in the previous, what to say, this one. Or else what will happen guys, even there is a requirement that whichever invoices are going to be posted in a complete month, that should be due at the end of the month. So what will happen here? Let me log in. I think this server is quite slow. I'll just do one thing. I'm going to log in a different server. Some technical issues are there. Already have raised a request. So let me log into a different server. Okay. Now, so here I covered this fixed days terms of payment. Fixed days terms of payment in the sense, let's suppose that how to define this terms of payment, OB V8. Once again, I'll repeat. Let's suppose this is the criteria that all this one already I have covered yesterday. Now there is a criteria that all the current month, in the sense whatever invoices are posted in entire January, that is going to be due on 31st Jan. Okay, 31st Jan, right? It should be due on 31st Jan. It means at the end of the month. 31st in the sense at the end of the month. February it could be 29 or 28. This is also going to be, that system automatically is going to, whichever leap years are there, that is going to be, taken care by system already. It's because the calendars and everything will be defined by your HR consultant. And even I'll show you guys, because your standard calendar is already assigned. So I'll show you guys uh, how system is going to take automatically this February and all. So now here there is a requirement that, let's suppose if you receive any whatever the invoices are being received in January month is going to be due at the end of the current month itself. Whatever invoices we are posting in February month, that is also going to be due at the end of February itself, right? Again, whatever invoices you are posting in March month, that is also going to be due at the end of March itself, likewise. So here, first of all, what you have to do, you have to do one thing and click on terms of payment, and here we are going to create a terms of payment. So say for example, you can give any code. Like let's suppose I'm going to give like TEST, or else we can give test one here. And what I said, that the invoices which is posted in entire January is going to be due on at the end of this current month. So at the end of current month, how it is going to happen guys, give here 31st, right? And additional month is not required. Additional month is required only if I says like it is going to be due on 10th of next month. So what I said, yes, in the previous session, give here 10, and then here in additional month we are going to give 1. But right now I am saying that every invoices whichever is getting posted in a current month should be due at the end of the current month itself. So end means what? What is the maximum number of days in a month, guys? 31. So give here 31. If any month is having 30 days or 29 days or 28 days, system is going to consider those things automatically. Why? Because the calendars are already standard calendar is here, and whenever the implementations are happening, HR consultant will take care of these all things. So there won't be any, there's no any impact of this, right? Now here, so additional month, we are not going to give any additional month and all, because additional month means what? Zero. Zero doesn't mean anything. Just 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so now here we have given zero. Zero means what? Whether you keep blank or zero, zero means current month, no additional month. Okay. Now, what about the baseline date? What about the baseline date? Do we need to give a baseline date? Of course, we have to give the baseline date. Why? Because as I told you, let's suppose if the document date, let's suppose if the document date is is different, in the sense like if the document date is 25th 12th 2018, in the sense December, and posting date is 02nd 01st 2019. So look at here. Now what will happen? Which date will be considered by system? If it is document date, then this particular invoice or document is going to be due on 31st of December. Whereas if the system is going to consider baseline date as a posting date, then this particular invoice is going to be due and at the end of January, that is called 31st January, it is going to be due. So here we have to give the baseline date also, any one. It depends upon client, whichever they are saying we can select here. It's not our decision. So select posting date or document date here, right? And press enter. Press enter so that this explanation is going to be updated automatically. I think the connection got broken, so I'll have to log in once again, and we'll repeat this configurations and we'll save it. These things are required, guys. Okay, still it is buffering itself, so let me join here. Now, once again OBB8 and new entry. Give here TST1. Fixed days means 31. Okay, here 31 means at the end of the month, right? Additional month 0 because at the end of current month itself, right? Baseline date is also required, that I have already explained. Press enter. Now look at here. So explanations, payable immediately due net. So don't look at this one, look at this one. Baseline date on end of the month, right? Look at here, guys. System is not saying that baseline date is like 31st of every month. The moment we have given the last day of a particular month, in the sense 31st, what is the highest days in a month? That is 31 only. That one we have given. So system automatically consider this one, baseline date. So just copy and paste it here in this one descriptions, and let me perform a testing here for this terms of payment, and then I'll correlate this days limit, then you guys will be having a perfect understanding, right? So let me save it. We have defined, we'll just perform testing, and then after we are going to see here about this day limit. Now we'll do one thing. We need to create one more session and use transaction code FB60 to post an invoice. So we'll check here itself. Let's suppose we'll give an vendor number here, okay, and no amounts, because we are not going to post a transaction. Simply we have to check our terms of payment is working perfectly or not. So look at here, I'll give a different invoice date, okay. Meanwhile, I'll just do one thing, guys. I'll have to do one more setting. Somebody has already defined a validation rule here, but you guys are quite new for that, so some message will appear. So let me do one thing. Let me check. Yeah, it is active, so I'll deactivate and then I'll save it so that there won't be any messages. Okay, this validation, whatever I said, that topic will come later. There will be very nice explanations for this one also, and it's a very important topic, guys. 98% of the people are having, lots of confusion in that also. Anyway, that is a separate topic. So once we start, I'll let you know what is that all about. Now here, uh, let me refresh in the sense, use the same transaction code once again, and here give the same vendor number. Now click on payment tab. Before payment tab, here we are going to change, we have to give a different document date and posting date so that you'll come to know which one is being considered. So of course, anyway, invoice date and posting date, let's suppose invoice date is 25th 12, or else I'll give a future date. 25th 12 is the invoice date, that is your document date, right? And posting date, I said like 02/01/2019, right? And then click on payment, press enter, click on payment, and here give your terms of payment TST1 and press enter. So look at here, guys, which date has been considered by system. System has considered this posting date as a baseline date, okay. And if system is going to consider this posting date as a baseline date, then what is happening, this invoice will be due, whichever invoice we post with these conditions, that is with these conditions in the sense by using TST1 terms of payment, those invoices are going to be due on which date. So look at here, here is the due date in this field. This is the due date, 31st Jan 2019. At the same time, if in baseline date, if you're going to select your posting date, sorry, document date, isn't it? If you're going to select your document date, then what will happen? System will consider this date. This is your document date. Invoice date is nothing but document date. Already I have given an explanation on this, right, in the previous session. So if system is going to consider, if we have selected baseline date as an invoice date, then what is happening? System is going to calculate again the due date from this date will be considered, and what is the end date of this what to say uh, December month. So that is 31st December itself. So here it will be 31st 12 2019. It means whichever terms of payment we have defined is working perfectly. So what was the requirement, guys? The requirement was whichever the invoices are getting posted in a particular month, those invoices should be due at the end of the month. This is called fixed days terms of payment. A complete lecture was given in the previous season. Now, we'll proceed further from this topic itself. Now there is a requirement from vendor, and that vendor is going to split the same terms of payment into two parts. Okay, the vendor has split it, and even I'll show you one more thing, guys. Let's suppose here, come here and use this FB60 once again, and I have given 31st, right? Here 31st. 31st means what? At the end of the month. System is going to consider at the end of the month. So even if you perform testing, you'll be having some kind of questions in your mind. What will happen if we are going to give 30, if the invoice belongs to February month? Then system is going to make it due on 31st of February, but 31st is not there, right? We are having either 28 or 29. So why not to perform testing right now for this February also, right? Give a date on February. Okay, give this one and give a same date because this baseline date already I have shown you guys testing and it's working fine. So give a same date here in posting date also, and you just check the click here on payment tab, press enter and give the terms of payment TST1 and press enter and look at here what is the end date of this February month, 28th. So 28, so it has considered by system. It means it is working perfectly, and this is how it is going to work in real time also. Now we'll talk about day limit. Okay, day limit, lots of different definitions has been given, guys. Okay, forget about those definitions and all, because even whichever definitions you are finding on Google, even there are several definitions given by students also, so you guys will be quite confused. So always follow the definitions which I am saying. Okay, it is quite simple and quite easy, and if you're having understanding, then no need of mugging up those definitions. I have seen there was a comment given on my YouTube video. Somebody said like about days in arrear, he said like this should be the definitions, and it was definitions just he copied from Google and pasted over there, right? So it might confuse other also, isn't it? So anyway, that is, so the thing is like if you are going to take any definitions from Google, and there is nothing wrong in that, but the problem is there are total, several words together is going to make a sentence. Let's suppose a definitions consist of 20-25 words altogether. Then it is going to be a complete sentence, and that complete sentence is a definition. But out of whichever 20 words are there, even if you forgotten 2 or 3 words during interview while explaining this to your interviewer, if you missed out 2-3 words, then this entire definition is going to be changed and you are going to get a negative mark. So why to mug up something and then answering the questions and all? If you're having understanding, then no need to mug up and all. You can create your own definitions, and that is going to be acceptable everywhere. People will anyway, we come to know whatever you're explaining, that whether you're having understanding or not. Now, so we are talking about this terms of payment, and in that also what I am explaining, that what is the use of days limit. Look at here, day limit is 0 right now. Okay, so what I have explained till now, I have explained that the requirement is whichever the invoices are there, those invoices, whichever like a particular month invoices are going to be due on, let's suppose here it will be, give me 02, and here it will be 28. Okay, so now what is happening, a particular whichever invoices are posting in a current month, that is going to be due at the end of that particular month itself. Now, so in order to understand the day limit, what we have to do, the same terms of payment whichever we have defined is going to split into two parts. Okay, now vendor is saying that whichever invoices, let's suppose whichever invoices are going to be posted from first, let's suppose till 15th, those invoices should be due on 15th itself. It means first 15 days of invoices. This is your first 15 days from 1st to 15th, right? First 15 days invoices are supposed to be due on 15th of the current month. It's not, I'm just quoting an example of January, right? First 15 days of invoices are supposed to be due on 15th of current month. And the next 15 or 16 days, like from 16th 01 2019 to, let's suppose, 31st Jan. So these invoices are going to be due on 31st Jan. It means at the end of the month. 31st Jan, I mean to say at the end of the month. Just now I have shown you guys this 31st means system is going to consider at the end of the month itself, right? So now what is happening? This fixed days terms of payment, I've quoted one more example, right? That this January month invoices are going to be due at the end of January, February month is going to be due. Invoices are going to be due at the end of February, like that. So the same conditions has been splitted, and vendor is saying that the first half of the month, whichever invoice belongs to the first half of the month, should be due on the 15th of that particular month, and the next half of the month, it means from 16th to 31st, should be due at the end of the month. End of the month means at the end of current month, right? So what we are going to do in that case, we have to define only one terms of payment. We are going to define only one terms of payment. Like let's suppose now I'm going to define TST2, test 2, 2. Same code we are going to give because here it is same terms of payment, two conditions, two different conditions are there. So give single code, but in days limit we are going to give, like for this in first condition what is happening till 15th of the month, right? So here we have to give 15. Okay, till 15th of the month, whichever invoices are going to be due, those whichever invoices are going to be posted, right? So here in days limit we are going, day limit we are going to give 15th, and then from 15th already we have defined. So what is the next date of 15th, guys? It is 16th. So 16th till 31st, in the sense at the end of the month. So here we are going to give 31st, and this invoices, these both invoices are going to be due on which date? So this is going to be due on 15th. So where we are going to give this 15th, guys, that I'll let you know. Now here, come back. I guess it's gone. So let me log in once again. I'll show you guys practically. Okay, it's pretty simple. If you practice once or twice, you'll be able to understand this logic. Nothing to be worried about, guys. Nothing is difficult here. Okay, so OBB it. Now click on new entry, and here terms of payment is what? So now we are going to give TST2, test 2. So till 15th of the current month, whatever invoices are getting posted till 15th of the current month, those invoices are going to be due on 15th itself, let's suppose, or 16th also, whatever. So till 15th of the current month, invoices are going to be due on 15th itself. So what is happening here? We have to give like till 15th of the current month, whichever invoices are posted, that is going to be due on which date? 15th itself. So here 15th of current month. So current month means additional month, nothing. Here simply do not need to enter 0 and all, because it is blank. Blank means system is going to consider 0 itself, right? Now, do we need to define a baseline date for this one also? Of course, we have to define a baseline date. And the example already I have quoted previously, if the document date and posting date is having two different months, like document date is falling in December and posting date is there in January, then what will happen? 15th of what, right? So system will be confused. Now here, anyone you can take, document date or posting date. I have been habituated of taking this document date, sorry, posting date. So anyone you can select. It's not like there is no question that why you are selecting only posting date always, right? We can select even document date also. Okay. And what is the logic behind this entry date and all? This is already explained in the previous session, so I'm not going to go in that details. So what we have done, guys, in day limit we are going to give 15. It means till 15th of a month, till 15th of a month of the month, whatever invoices are getting posted, those invoices are going to be due on 15th itself. And on which month? Current month. Current month means 0, it means blank only. Okay, it will be blank. Blank equals to 0. If somebody says like till 15th of the current month, whichever invoices are getting posted, that will be due on 15th of next month, then in additional month we are going to give 1. It means current plus 1, right? But here the case is in current month 15th itself, right? So current month plus 0, current only, right? Now, so then just press enter. Now look at here, baseline date on 15th of the month. Just copy, you can paste it, you can paste it here. Okay, now just save it. So what we have done, guys, we have set up the first condition. What is the first conditions? Till 15th of the month, whichever invoices are getting posted, that is going to be due. That is going to be due on which date? It is going to be due on 15th itself. Now second condition also we have to configure, and what is that? Now till 31st of, it means like from 16th onwards until the end of the month, whichever invoices are getting posted, that should be due on at the end of the month itself. So now what will happen, guys? For that again click on back button, and in the same terms of payment, now we are just going to change the day limit. Change the day limit in the sense we are not going to edit this one, just select this and copy. So same terms of payment, now we are going to give the second condition, that it is till 31st. 31st means system is considering at the end of the month. Okay, and already I have shown this in this previous configurations, right? So don't be confused. Till 31st from 16th. Okay, because this already we have given, this conditions already we have given. Now so till 15th we have already given. So what is the next date of 15th, guys? That is 16th only. So from 16th till 31st, whichever invoices are going to be posted, those invoices will be due on 31st of which month? 31st of current month. It means keep it blank and just remove this one and press enter. So now what is happening, guys? look at here, just double click on this, and you can copy this one and you can paste it here. Okay, so now we have defined our terms of payment. Okay, and that is TST2. Now here system automatically is going to identify. We are having only one terms of payment, but in that itself we have defined two conditions. Okay, in one terms of payment itself we have defined two conditions. Till 15th, whichever invoices are getting posted, that is going to be due on 15th, and till 31st, it means at the end of the month. From 16th till the end of the month, whichever invoices are going to be posted, that is going to be due at the end of the month itself. Now, so why not to perform a testing and we'll see whether it is working fine or not, right? So let me do one thing, guys. Now here we'll do one thing. Let me perform the testing part. Okay, and then here, so use FB60, and okay, so we'll give, like I've given quoted example of January, and now only 4 days or 5 days are there for New Year. So we'll quote an example of January itself, right? So we'll do one thing now. So we'll take this 14th. Okay, we made a mistake. Once again, FB60, guys. I pressed enter, so that is why. Now I'll just give 14th, and even in posting date also I'll give the same. Okay, give your a vendor number and press enter. Now which terms of payment we are going to use, guys? It is TST2. So I have given 14th here. 14th means what, guys? 14th means it should fall in between this range, right? 14th of Jan is falling under this range, so those invoices should be due on which date? 15th of Jan, right? So look at here, give terms of payment TST2 and press enter. Now look at here. Oh my god, why it is taking 15th of, I will just press enter. Have we made any mistake here? Oh yes, we have given 2018, right? So I have to, even still it is working fine, right? Still it is working fine. 14/01/2019. Still it is working fine, because in that case also it has considered our terms of payment. Click on payment tab, press enter, and here give TST2 and press enter. Look at here, it is going to be due on 15th of January. Okay, TST2, right? So what is happening? It is falling under first condition. It is falling under this condition. Okay, now the same terms of payment once again we are going to use, and now look at this, how the condition number 2 is going to work. So we have to do nothing, guys. We have to do nothing. Simply we are going to change the date. Okay, now let's suppose we'll take example of 16/01/2019. Okay, and copy and paste here. Click on payment, press enter. So look at here, the moment we have given 16th, just give the terms of payment TST2 and press enter. The moment we have given 16, now system has considered the end of the month, right? It means second conditions. Now look at here, the terms of payment is only one, that is TST2. Okay, and based on this terms of payment, system is going to follow both Both conditions are working perfectly. So guys, here what will happen, this is the requirement, let's suppose given by your client, or this is the requirement given by vendor, that to the Tata Motor, that these are the cases till 15th of every month invoices, I need payment on 15th itself, and from 16th to end of the month, whichever invoices we are going to send, those payment we receive on 31st itself. It means it is going to be due on 31st. So what is happening? Tata Motor is going to raise a requirement. It means they will consult or contact their consultant that this is the requirement, I need a new terms of payment. So what is happening? We are going to set up a new terms of payment. One terms of payment, but two conditions we have given, right? Now, what about the end user, guys? End user has done nothing. Instead of doing the data entry, in the sense simply they have given vendor number, they are going to give invoice date, posting date, whatever is there, GL code, amount, reference number, these things they have given, and this terms of payment, let's suppose already assigned with the vendor master. So by default, it is going to appear, and automatically it is going to consider the baseline date and all, right? End user has to do nothing with this, and they don't know what configurations we have done, right? So this is the difference between you guys and end user. End user means only data entry job, nothing. There is no analysis, no configurations, nothing at all, isn't it? Which is why consultants are highly paid jobs, and which is why people are crazy, right? So now here, look at here how much things we have done to define one terms of payment, and even testing also we should know. We have performed testing also, it's working fine. Okay, so end users, they don't know the logic, what we have done, how we have defined this terms of payment. Because of that, these two conditions are going to work. But you guys are consultant, so you know the logic. Now, so this is the use of day limit. If you want to check for any other date, you can give other date also. Even if you give 16th, 17th, 18th, 28th, 25th, 27th, even if you give 31st of Jan also, system is going to consider 31st of Jan. The same, if we are going to give for the same, if you are going to give 16th of February, then here the due date will be 28 February will be the due date, because what is the end of the month in February? That is 28. Automatically system is going to consider. How it is going to happen, that is already this example I have already quoted in the previous one, in this one, right? So now this is the use of day limit. Day limit is also going to be used for fixed days terms of payment itself, guys. But in that, if we are having split conditions means one terms of payment is having two conditions. Half of the month invoices are going to be due on the 15th of current month, and remaining half of the month invoices are going to be due on at the end of the month. In that case, we have to define one terms of payment with two conditions, and those two conditions we are going to specify, we are going to give in day limit itself, isn't it? So this is how you can explain. You can quote an example, and if you're going to give this explanations, 100% it is acceptable, right? Instead of searching some definitions from Google and all. So look at here, guys, how many things are there to learn in one particular terms of payment. The moment I say terms of payment, people thinks like, or anybody, if anybody says terms of, oh, it's very small topic here, what is there in that? See how many classes we have given for this one, right? For one single topic. So there are, for whichever topics are there, none of the topics are small. Today itself, I've seen on Facebook, there was a comment. Somebody was written something like, I want to go for SAP FICO online training. Kindly suggest me institutions or something. And the very first comment I saw given by somebody that don't go for this. It is waste of, don't go for SAP training. It's waste of money, right? So I'll tell you guys, never look at such negative comments and all, because losers will always talk about negative only, isn't it? See, if you talk about SAP training, people feels like, let's suppose there are lots of people who are who is overconfident. They knows, I know how to configure terms of payment, I know how to configure automatic payment program, I know how to configure validations, substitutions, or whichever the topics are there. Real configuration doesn't matter. isn't it? If you go for interview, there are several questions I can derive here only from this terms of payment, isn't it? What is the use of this baseline date? What do you mean by baseline date? Isn't it? Now, let's suppose, what is the use of this day limit? Have you defined any fixed days terms of payment or not? Isn't it? If you have defined, what was the conditions? Now, what is the use of this block key which appears while defining the terms of payment? What is the impact if you're going to apply a block at terms of payment? Now, if you talk about blocking and all, then again, there are lots of things going to appear. If you apply, even like, what is the impact if you're going to apply a block at GL level? What is the impact if you're going to apply a block at vendor level? What is the impact if you're going to apply a block at customer level, right? And what is the impact if you're going to apply a block at invoice level also? So where is the configurations in these things, guys? There is no configurations here. You need to have some understanding, and if your faculties are going to cover these all things, then only you guys will be having understanding, and then only you will be able to understand whatever the questions I am asking. So there are, it's training doesn't mean that it is going to be restricted till configurations only. Every organizations are having configuration document, and if you feel that you become a good consultant while having this configurations knowledge and all, then even you're not going to get 0 rating also with those things. Okay, so what people thinks, they think that I know all the configurations, I become a perfect consultant, but once they go for interviews and all, then they will come to know what is their real price and what is their real worth. They'll keep on getting rejected because interviewers are not going to ask how to configure this terms of payment. I've asked several times the questions, what do you mean by terms of payment? And what do you mean by baseline date? Or is whatever the question I ask, the similar questions, right? Uh, Always, most of the time, people are saying it's OBB8 is the transaction code by which we are going to define terms of payment. So, guys, just think twice. Interviewer is not asking how to create a terms of payment. Interviewer is asking why to create terms of payment. So, always think about why. And as I said, don't look at this negative comments and all, and don't talk to the losers. Don't ask any suggestions from losers because always they will try to discourage you. Okay, so that's all in this session, guys. And still we are having few more things to discuss. So not in this session, those things will be discussed in the next session. Okay, so that's all for today, and that's all in this session.